Coffee and convo, y'all. Let's get it. Yo, salute to everybody already here in the building. Y'all know what time it is. Welcome to the latest installment of Coffee and Convo. I am your host, Graphk Raider, man. Salute to everybody here already in the building, man. Make sure you wipe them feet, meaning hit them thumbs up. Also, hit that subscribe button. We are almost to 25K. We can't do that without your guys' help, man. Salute to the chat. I see Hug in the building. I see Jesse V, Steve, Cap, Ruben, Rust, Top Beats. What's good with you, big bro? All my guys, man. Saquon Raider, man. Mike Downs. Everybody here, man. Salute. You already know. Back home, had a great time out there in Indiana at the Combine with my brother Stuart Schweiger. We will be doing a show here this week as well, you guys. But I'm finally back home and finally just rested up. We were running around like madmen, you know what I mean? So I needed a few days to just get right. But we're here, man. And there's a lot to talk about, a lot to unpack. Free agency is getting very, very interesting. More and more by the day. More players, looking as though they may leave their respected organizations. A lot of, not really too many franchise tags. It's looking like Chris Jones may be a realistic option at this point if you cash out. We see Christian Wilkins, no franchise tag on him. There is a lot of talent, you guys, out there on the board in free agency. We're only 1 week away. I already got the thumbnail ready, you guys. We will be doing probably a 5 to 7 hour long show the 11th. Once that tampering window opens, we do it annually. It's a long show, but we break down everything that's happening in the NFL. So stay tuned for that. Whether you're at work, at home, whatever, on the 11th, we will be covering every single thing that's happening during that tampering period, because we know now the tampering period is pretty much the new opening window for free agency. We already know everybody pretty much, picks where they're going, and then the 13th, everything becomes official. You know what I mean? So there you have it. But there is a lot of rumors, a lot of rumblings. Today was something interesting, and we'll start here, you guys. The whole Saquon Barkley rumor. I don't know where this came from. It is live season right now. It is, everybody is lying right now to get clicks. We know how this goes year in and year out. This is an annual thing, so I'm not putting too much into it, but pretty interesting, okay? Bleacher Report put it out there earlier this morning. Saquon Barkley's tenure with the New York Giants could be ending, but the two-time Pro Bowler reportedly won't lack interest in free agency. Per Pat Leonard of the New York Daily News, the Las Vegas Raiders, Eagles, Bears, Patriots, Ravens, and Texans are considered to be among the primary suitors for Barkley. And everybody knows that the Giants decided on not using the franchise tag on Saquon Barkley this year, so he is officially a free agent. Now, a lot of people in the nation, we picked Josh Jacobs over Saquon Barkley. He was, homegrown talent. We took him in round one, out of Alabama. He is a homegrown talent. You would love to bring your guy back, right? Saquon is a great talent when healthy. He has dealt with a lot of injuries in his career. But I'm gonna be real with you guys. I kind of take this as a situation where there may be a little hardball being played on both sides of this, okay? Maybe Josh Jacobs and his representation are asking for a specific number, okay? Maybe the Raiders and Tom Telesco are saying, we want to pay this amount of money, okay? So there's a stance, maybe there's a standoff there, okay? So the Raiders put something out into the universe. Maybe they have, somebody from their PR or whatever say, we're interested in Saquon Barkley. Okay. Now, I'm going to be real. Saquon may be more expensive than Josh Jacobs. And to be real, I'm not even going to say may. I think he will be more expensive than Josh Jacobs. Gets a little more active in the passing game than Josh. When he is healthy, he's probably one of the top 2 all-around backs in the NFL. But I do believe that this is kind of a, let's throw this into the universe. The Raiders need a back, right? Saquon needs a job. Josh Jacobs needs a job. But I do believe that maybe, just maybe, this is a kind of a standoff. Josh Jacobs saying his representation, I want this amount of money, because we heard rumors the other day from Tony Pauline, and it's bullshit that he'd be okay with a 1-year deal. It looks like Josh Jacobs and his representation with a multiple-year deal. Okay, I don't know what that specific number looks like, but it sounds like they're starting off north of $10 million a season. But I wouldn't look too much into this, you guys. I wouldn't put too much stock into this. I do believe Saquon Barkley will be probably a Houston Texan. They have a shit ton of money. They can use another back to pair up with their young guy, Dameon Pierce. Or maybe the Dallas Cowboys decide on upgrading over Pollard. Pollard's also a free agent. They need to get their run game going. That was a definite deficiency, with that Dallas Cowboys team last year. And that would weaken a division rival with the New York Giants. So I think that this is just cap, you guys. Like I said before, it's lying season right now. I'm not going to put too much stock into looking at Saquon Barkley as a Raider. I don't think that Tom Telesco will want to pay that kind of money for a running back when you can go draft one in this pretty deep class. There's no real reason to go spend $10 to $12 million a season on a Saquon Barkley that'll probably give you 10 to 13 games. Just doesn't make any sense. And if you're going to pay a running back, why not just pay your own? Take care of Josh Jacobs if that's the case. So I'm calling cap on this. I just think that there's maybe some type of standoff, and Josh wants this amount of money, and he's saying this is what we want, and the Raiders are saying, well, we don't want to pay that, so we're going to throw some shit into the universe and say that we're interested in the one guy that may be considered the better running back than you in free agency. That's kind of where I am with this. So not too much to look at into this. Salute to Max. I was talking hella shit to the Chiefs fans at work. I told her I want Chris Jones. She said, okay. But she wants Taylor Max Crosby. Laugh out loud. Heartbreak for heartbreak. Yeah, that's not going to happen, Max. Either way, I don't think she really knows how this NFL thing works. You're not going to move on from one of our talents for one of their free agent talents. You just got to pay him a shit ton of money, and he's there. You don't have to give up anything for him outside of potentially close to $30 million. And we can go right there right now, Max. I don't know if you guys seen this, but rumors are starting to fly a lot more about Chris Jones. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying, y'all, a lot of people thought that this wasn't a realistic thing. They put the franchise tag on Snead. It looks as though they're allowing Snead and his representation to go out and look for a trade partner. Kansas City did not put the franchise tag on Chris Jones. There's definitely mutual interest from both parties. I know Chris Jones would love to go back to the Chiefs. I know the Chiefs would love Chris Jones back, in the middle of that defensive line, but it's a lot of money. A lot of money. We see how they played it last year. Chris Jones held out for a little bit, then he came back and they added a couple extra dollars to his 1-year deal, and it made both parties happy. I think Chris Jones is 29 years old, about to be 30 years old. He deserves every dollar. But I don't know if you guys seen this on Twitter yesterday. It was funny because Chris Jones put something subliminal out there. There was a troll account, okay, on Twitter that put something out there. And first of all, I'm going to start with this. James Palmer, he was on, I believe, the NFL Report, something like that. I think it was on ESPN or NFL Network. My apologies. And James Palmer put out there, he tweeted, the Chiefs are working to bring back Chris Jones. Can they do it, or does he land elsewhere in the AFC West? Breaking it down with Mike Garafolo on the NFL Report. Then they put out a video with it. Mike Garafolo had an interesting kind of take on it. He said, I think he's going to stay in the AFC West, and kind of alluding to another team. And, then they started asking him, well, what team are you talking about? And he was like, well, I was trying to say it without saying it, but the Raiders, right? We have a shit ton of money. Denver doesn't. The Chargers don't. They have to figure out how to free up some cap to bring in any type of free agents at this point. We're the only team in the AFC West with a shit ton of money. So He said, I don't know. I'm just saying, I don't know. Who knows? I'm trying to find a way to not allude to the fact that it's the Las Vegas Raiders that I'm talking about. Multiple teams in the AFC West need help on the defensive line. I'm just saying the place where he played his last game as a Chief may be his first game as somebody in the Raiders organization. So then another guy, like I said, I'm not going to read this off because the dude is a troll. He pretty much said, if Chris Jones agrees to becoming a Raider, he's dead to him, right? This is how trolls do on the internet. They go way too far. But Chris Jones decided on responding to it. And he put the 2 handshake emojis up, right? The guy said, you are dead to me if you go to the Raiders. The guy and Chris Jones just put the 2 handshake emojis up. So then all the Chiefs fans started freaking out, oh my God, he's going to the Raiders, blah, 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 blah. Look, Chris Jones doesn't have anything to prove at this point. This guy's won a shit ton of rings, 3 of them at this point. And this is the last bag that he could potentially get, right? He wants a shit ton of money because he rightfully so. He deserves it. I mean, they probably wouldn't have won that Super Bowl, this past one, without Chris Jones. But it's definitely something to monitor. Like I said, there is mutual, they both want a return, but the money has to add up. KC has to free up some cash. They got to do a few things, But I would not be shocked to see the Chiefs say, we're going to go draft your replacement. In the first couple rounds, it is a deep defensive tackle class. The first few rounds, I don't really see a lot of talent in the later rounds at the defensive tackle position. Me personally, I know a lot of other people think otherwise, but me personally, all the top-notch talent will be gone in those first 3 rounds. Maybe KC can go draft his replacement. I don't know, but this is definitely something to monitor moving forward. You can look at Chris Jones, the 29-year-old. You can look at Christian Wilkins. He's a little younger. Miami decided on not putting a franchise tag on him either. It's kind of crazy because, Christian Wilkins is probably top 2, top 3 defensive tackles against the run. And he's also a guy that can give you a nice amount of production on the sack side from the interior of that defensive line. I mean, in the right situation, Christian Wilkins could probably give you 8 to 10 sacks a season, maybe potentially even more. If you put Christian Wilkins in the middle of our defensive line with Max Crosby on one side, Malcolm Kuntz on the other, with Tyree Wilson next to him, I'm telling you now, Christian Wilkins could be probably the number 1 defensive tackle in this league. That's how talented that young guy is. You know what I mean? And, there's a lot of rumors. I think we're going to move on from Hunter Renfrow, but apparently these guys are very close. I heard they're best friends. I've seen some people tweeting about it, seen a few people actually commenting in my comment section about those two being very close. Who's to say we don't throw a bag at Christian Wilkins? You know what I mean? But this is a great offseason to need a defensive tackle, you guys, because even if you miss out on the Chris Jones of the world, the Christian Wilkins of the world, you have a guy that fits what we're doing here with Leonard Williams. You know what I mean? So you're going to get probably one of those 3 guys. This is a great free agency class, you guys. I don't think you understand. If we miss out on that 1A, 1B and Christian Wilkins, you know what I mean, and Chris Jones, you can probably pay $10 million less annually to go get a Leonard Williams from Seattle. So this is a stacked free agency class with every position that we need. Every needy position on this roster, it's a great class. It's a great class. There's even a few centers. There's even a few tackles, even a few guards. You know what I mean? There's a few linebackers that probably will be overpriced. I would rather go get the linebackers in this draft. There's some really good linebackers in the first few rounds as well. But yeah, man, there you have it. Like DeMarcus said, the Caprio season is in full swing. Factory outlet. Salute to Junior. If Jones is available, throw that bag at him. Can't make the same mistake that Al made when not wanting to pay. There you go. Salute to Junior on a $5 donation. Salute to Mario, my guy, also on a $5 donation, man. And salute to everybody here in the building. What up, bro? I don't want Chris Jones. I'd rather us get Hunter and Leonard for the price of Jones. That would be unstoppable. So for those who have no idea who he's talking about, Danielle Hunter, Minnesota Vikings. He's put up a massive amount of production in Minnesota. You know what I mean? It looks as though they're going to move on from him. They did not place the franchise tag on him either. It still sounds like there's some mutual interest from both parties. You know what I mean? So keep an eye on Danielle Hunter potentially going back to Minnesota. But that would be crazy, Mario. I just don't think you want to pay that kind of money for an edge rusher. I don't think that's really that needy of a position. Don't get me wrong. I would love to bring in another edge rusher. You can never have enough edge rushers. But at this point, if you pay Danielle Hunter and you're paying Max on the other side, I don't think you can afford to bring in the likes of one of these top defensive tackles. You're probably going to have to hit on one of them in the draft. And you can. Take Byron Murphy at 13. You know what I mean? Maybe you get Tavondre Sweat in the second round. You know what I mean? Maybe you get the young Pup Fisk out of Florida State in the second round. But I don't know. But I don't think you can afford to pay Hunter and Leonard. That's a lot of money, bro. That's like $40 million plus between two players. But hey, who's to say? We never know. But I would love to bring in Danielle Hunter. I've been high, on him since day one. The guy is one of the greatest pass rushers in the NFL. I just don't want to pay a shit ton of money for an edge rusher when you can potentially get one in the draft. Malcolm Kuntz is has one more year left on his deal. Tyree Wilson can still kick in and kick out. We don't know what these guys plan on doing with Tyree Wilson. We really don't know. Maybe they moved him inside because Malcolm showed a lot more promise, but maybe they kick him back outside. I don't know yet. But we definitely need another edge rusher, but I would get one more on the cheaper side, or maybe just potentially go draft one. Salute to Mario, man. Let me see. Salute to Pace in the building. I've been wanting to ask you how you think Russ fits when he's the least Raidery player in the NFL. Also, AP said no more Band-Aids. So this is the thing, you guys. I've been saying this on Twitter and Instagram. I don't understand what y'all are talking about when it comes to no more Band-Aids, right? I know AP said that. The thing is this. If you bring in Russell Wilson, you're bringing him in a one-year deal, and it's probably a minimum contract, okay? I'm talking about a minimum. I'm not talking about bringing in Russell Wilson for anything more than that. If he accepts a minimum, I am bringing Russell Wilson in on a one-year deal. You are potentially paying Russell Wilson less money than you are paying Brian Hoyer. How do you say no to that? And even if Russell Wilson doesn't win the starting job, cool. If you go draft Penix and you still have Aiden on the roster, you have those three guys, and Russell Wilson does not win the starting spot, and you're paying him $1.2 million? What? What are you talking about? And people tend to forget that Russell was playing at a high level last year. He was. I'm bringing him in at a vet minimum. But the thing is, he's not a Band-Aid, you guys. You're still drafting his potential replacement. There's nothing wrong with bringing in Russell Wilson if he wins the job for a year and sit your young guy for a year. A lot of these young kids end up not making it in the NFL because they get thrusted into the starting lineup and they shit the bed. Their confidence is shaken and they never are able to recover from it. So what's the problem with bringing in a Russell Wilson that is potentially cheaper than Brian Hoyer? Make it make sense. Now, everybody's talking about he doesn't fit, he's least Raidery and blah, blah, blah. If this culture is as strong as a lot of us think, right? AP is building this new culture, right? If it's strong enough, do you think Russell Wilson can come in and break the shit? Do you think that Russell Wilson can come into our locker room and break that culture that AP has created? Please, when you have a Max Crosby on the roster, a Devontae Adams on the roster, potentially a Josh Jacobs on the roster. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I'm sorry, y'all. If Russell Wilson can come in and destroy what we got going on, then what we got going on ain't strong enough in the first place. I'm sorry. Russell knows who he is at this point. If he's taking a $1.2 million deal to come in and be your guy for 1 year, do you think he's not going to come down with his head down and just play it for what it is? If our culture is as strong as we think it is, there is no way in hell Russell Wilson can come into town and break what we got going on. I'm sorry. So culture fit and all that other shit doesn't mean anything to me. This guy is a Super Bowl winning quarterback. Do you think that Aiden and a Michael Penix or a Bo Nix or one of these guys can't learn from a guy like Russell Wilson? Russell Wilson knows he is not the superstar he once was. So him coming into Vegas and let me get the spot in the front, or let me get this in my locker. You think that he's really going to do that? This is probably his last shot. And a lot of this shit, you guys, is smoke and mirrors. A lot of this stuff you hear from Denver and Seattle about Russell Wilson and so on and so forth. Yeah, a few players said, that he had his ways and blah, blah, blah. A lot of that shit is cap. And I've told you guys, I never wanted Russell Wilson, ever. But if you can get him out a minimum, a veteran minimum, there is no way in hell you don't bring this guy in. I'm sorry, man. How? Make it make sense. So it is what it is. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't think that Russell Wilson holds as much power as a lot of you guys think so. I don't think that he would come in and absolutely destroy what we have in our locker room. That's some bullshit. That's some bullshit, man. He said he would still remain a Bronco if need be. Downs, I think he has as well. But he also understands Las Vegas is a situation where his wife can come in, get a vacancy or whatever it is, at one of these hotels. She could perform weekly. She could do it, Like Vegas is a fit for their lifestyle. I don't think that you guys understand that. I think he would come down, like I said, with his head down and say, whatever I need to do to get this shit done, coach, let's get it done. And don't think for once that this guy would not want to come in and beat the Broncos twice a season. A lot of people are putting a lot of stock into this Russell Wilson shit, not realizing how much of an ego Sean Payton has. A residency, more money. Sean Payton has an ego the size of this shit. I think we're putting a lot more stock into Russell Wilson being a diva than we're looking at Sean Payton. I think a lot of people tend to forget Pete Carroll caught a lot of flack in Seattle as well for being this big egomaniac at times. So we got to sometimes kick back and give the players a little bit more love and respect. And mind you guys, like I said before, this is not me saying go get Russell Wilson, but for that price tag, I'm going to get him. I'm going to go get him. Anything more than the minimum, I'm good. But if he comes in on the minimum, if he says, I'm going to play in Las Vegas for the minimum because Denver is cashing me out a shit ton of money to leave. I think it's a $83 million fucking cap hit or some shit like that. Some historical number. What's the problem? What is the problem? I don't understand how people wanted to bring back Derek Carr for year 10 when there was a whole ton of mediocrity there. You're bringing in Russell Wilson, a guy that has won a Super Bowl, was one play away from winning 2. Yeah, he had a great defense. Yes, he had a great run game, but he won one. He won the big game. He almost won 2 of them. If you can bring in a Russell Wilson for $1.2 million, you guys, you got to do it. Simple and plain. Salute to Tag, man. What up, Graphk? You think AP can unlock that dog inside Russell Wilson? I think so. We shall see, Tag, if this is the way we go. But I want to tell you, Tag, the one thing that people tend to keep saying about AP is he didn't want a Band-Aid at the quarterback position. A 1-year deal is not a Band-Aid if you go draft his replacement. If you go get a guy in the first 2 rounds, this isn't a Band-Aid situation. It's actually playing it smart. People forget that AP has played in the NFL. He understands how this thing works. Bring him in on a 1-year deal, sit Penix for a year, maybe 2 if Russell Wilson shows up and shows out. What's the problem? What is the problem? What is the issue? I see everybody on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all over the place on social media screaming and shouting about Russell Wilson being a Raider. We are talking about if he comes in for a vet minimum. Insane, man. Insane. Penix is a dog, Cowtown. You're crazy. You're crazy, man. You're crazy. His medical's checked out. The guy can throw the deep ball. Has one of the most. I love watching Michael Penix Jr. throw the football. Why not? I don't care if the whole building hates Wilson as long as he can win with him. Shit. And I don't think that nobody in that building hates Russell Wilson. I don't. I think Devontae Adams would be happy to be catching a football by a Super Bowl winning quarterback like Russell Wilson. Let's see. Salute to everybody here in the building, y'all. Wipe them feet, hit them thumbs up. If you are not subscribed yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Let me see. If you think that Jimmy G is the equivalent of Russell Wilson, we have nothing to talk about. That's insane, man. People just be saying whatever the fuck, just saying whatever. There you go, Pastor. If Wilson is a Band-Aid, then he's a championship Band-Aid potentially. There you go. And at $1.2 million, you guys, What if Aiden beat him out? Beat him out for a spot. Great. What if the new rookie that we bring in this year beats him out? Great. Then you have a Super Bowl winning quarterback on the bench that you know can come in a pinch and win you some football games. What is the problem? My only thing I have to say is if Russell Wilson is cheaper than Brian Hoyer, what the fuck is the problem? Shouldn't be an issue at all. Salute to the 1,000 people in the building, man. Let me see. I want to ask you guys your take on this article that just dropped. I'm on Bleacher Report as well. They did an article, Alex Ballantine on Bleacher Report. Salute to them. 5 are top players to prioritize in NFL free agency. Okay, they say pretty much with almost $50 million in cap space. Here is a list of few guys that we can look at bringing in. Leonard Williams, I totally agree. But if you can get a Christian Wilkins or a Chris Jones, they're both better than Leonard Williams at this point. You got to look at them, okay? But Leonard Williams is a great third option if we miss out on those other 2 guys. They said Jermaine Illuminor, bring him back. I don't think I think that it's a very inexpensive option at this point to bring Loom back in. I know he would love to be back in Vegas. I know we talked about the Giants and Carmen Brasillo potentially wanting to bring him in, but an inexpensive option, a guy that can play right tackle for you, start if need be. You can keep him pushing the guard if need be also, right? A guy that can kick into the other side if need be. I agree, but I don't think it's one of those top guys. And then tackle guard, I always butcher his name, is Mike Aminu, I believe. This is a guy, man, 6'3", 350 pounds. He's played pretty much every spot on the O-line. He's only 26 years old out there in New England. I don't know why they didn't, maybe they're trying to still bring him back. I think they have like $101 million. So they're probably looking at maybe they didn't tag him, but maybe they're just potentially looking to see if we can sign him to a multi-year deal. But he's going to be a free agent. This is a guy that I would really potentially look at bringing in. He could be your right guard of the future. You bring him in, let Greg Van Rotten move on. You can also play him at tackle. This is a realistic option for me in free agency. I would rather go get a guard, go get a tackle, go get a center in the draft. Cheaper option. This is a deep class all across the O-line. But I would not be against, if you're going to pay somebody on the offensive side of the ball, go get the young kid out of New England. I would definitely do that. That's the only O-lineman that I'm pretty much looking at this point. Maybe outside of Robert Hunt. He still has some years left to play, the right guard from Miami. But I would definitely keep an eye on the young pup out of New England if they don't re-sign him or if another team doesn't pay him a massive amount of money. He's very talented. He was definitely one of the bright spots on that O-line out there in New England. Definitely looking at him if we want to bring in some O-line help in free agency. But like I said before, I would want to use this free agency period to completely still build that defense, because we need a lot of help on the O, right? And you can go get another running back in this draft. You can get a guard, you can get a center, you can get a tackle. You get another tight end to pair with our young pup, Mayer, right? But use this free agency to continue to build that defense, that strength of that team right now. Salute the Pies, man. Appreciate you, King. Salute to all the new members in the building, man, as always. And if you guys want to become a member, hit the link. It's pinned up top. It's one of the best ways to support what we do over here at OLV Raiders Network. Salute to my brother Hug, man. Come on, y'all. Hit that like button, less than 200. Get your favorite content creator in the algorithm. Salute to my brother Hug, always looking out for his boy, man. Salute to Pace on a $10 donation, my guy. Running back Rashad White commented on Ayuk and Jane Daniels live that everyone on the live is going to the Raiders, including him. Probably cap, but it shows it won't be hard for us to get players. Yeah, I just got done watching that live on Instagram. If you guys haven't got a chance, I actually uploaded a short on YouTube with Brandon Ayuk, Jaden Daniels. They were talking about, Jaden not wanting to go to New England, which Jaden called it cap on Twitter. But I don't think he'd want to go. West Coast kid playing in Boston, cold weather games. I don't think that he'd want to go out there at all. And I think there's only one place that we know where he wants to go, right? But now there's rumors and rumblings also about him not wanting to go to the Commanders. I don't know if you guys seen too. Cliff Kingsbury brought his guy back. They just signed Zach Ertz to a 1-year deal out there with the Commanders. So they're already starting to build that offense. I know he's at the end of his career, but I think that guy can still be a bright spot for that young offense, a guy that can help, help build up a lot of that young talent that they have over there. But what do you guys think about these so-called rumors? Jaden kind of said it was cap, but just because he said it's cap doesn't mean it's cap. Let's just keep that a buck. Like maybe he's trying to, leverage his way to Las Vegas. Maybe, with all the rumors about the Raiders seeing that it's going to be difficult to move into the top 3. So they're looking at that 5 to 7 range. Maybe he's trying to fall a few spots. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that another team wouldn't trade up in front of us to go get, his services, but maybe there is something to monitor here. Brandon Ayuk was laughing at him saying, hey man, what's up? You don't want to go to New England. And then, the new rumors now are he doesn't want to go to the Commanders. So maybe there's something there. Maybe there's something there. I don't know. But salute the pace. That's interesting though. Rashad White too, huh? Salute the pace on the $10 donation. My guy. Let me see. Salute to my brother Top, man. Yo, Docs, today Hondo put out that Jaden doesn't want to go to Washington. Caleb doesn't want to go to Chicago. This can change everything where quarterbacks fall in the draft. Thoughts? Maybe we move to 5. Maybe we do. Maybe we do. If this is true, I mean, look, any team can take any talent they want. Chicago can say, I really don't give a shit, Caleb, where you want to go. We're going to draft you and you're going to be a Bear. You know what I mean? Or Commanders can say, Jaden, we don't give a shit. We don't want Drake May. We want you. You're going to be a Commander and you're going to like it. I'm going to say this, and Hondo will be on the show Monday. I don't want to, add any more fuel to the fire because I don't know. I haven't heard what he's heard. You know what I mean? But we'll ask him next week when he comes on the show about potentially Jaden not wanting to go there. But there are a lot of rumors flying all over the place. But I mean, let's just keep this shit a buck. And this is no shade to my brother Hondo. Love Hondo to death. Jaden doesn't want to go to Washington. He wants to be a Raider. So he's not lying. To be real with you, this is an easy headline top to throw into the universe to make it bigger than what it needs to be. This is more about the Raiders and less about Washington. Caleb, it's less about Chicago and more about DC. He's from there. Cliff Kingsbury's there, a guy that he's very familiar with. This is an easy headline to throw into the universe and say, I wasn't lying though. I mean, am I lying? Am I lying? See, some of these beat writers and content creators, very slick with it. Just throw out one of those things that can mean a million different things in one, and boom. I think this is more about the Raiders and more about, Jaden Daniels wanting to play there than not wanting to play, for the Commanders. And I also think it's all about Caleb wanting to, reunite with Cliff Kingsbury and go home to the DC area than not be a Bear. So at the end of the day, I think wherever they go, they're going to be happy. Doesn't matter. They're going to get paid a shit ton of money, and it is what it is. Salute to the Raider, man. My guy. Denver paying a motivated and pissed off Wilson while he simultaneously signs a vet minimum to play for us and still drafting a quarterback is fire. If we're really a decent QB away and a decent QB magically hits the market for peanuts, you swing. The Raider, I couldn't have said any better, my brother. Salute to you on a $20 donation. My guy, man. The Raider always showing love over here at OLV. And I agree with everything you said, brother. Salute to you. Salute to my brother Top. Appreciate you, man. Salute to all the new members. Top Beats, big bro. Love you, bro. Salute to my brother, my man, Hug D's as well. Love you, bro. Salute to my guys, always showing that love over here at OLV. Salute to all the new members, man. Let me see. In terms of the trenches, Harbaugh built the O-line right. He made sure his guards and tackles are 6'5 plus. If we are a run-first team, we got to establish that identity with run blockers. Agreed, Steve. And there's a shit ton of them in this draft. A shit ton of them in this draft. Salute to Michael, man. Appreciate you, brother. Just subscribe. Great pod. Appreciate you, King. Welcome to the channel. What right tackle should Raiders sign this year, either through draft or free agency? Who would you want at right tackle? The thing is this, man. You can go get one of these tackles in the first round. They're going to be gone by the time we draft in the second, right? Unless we trade back. You can look at the young kid out of Alabama. You can look at the young kid out of Oregon State, the young kid out of Penn State. There's a shit ton of talent at the tackle position in this year's draft. Or you could say, you know what, man, I believe in Mumford. Let's see what Mumford has. Or you bring back Loom and you kind of have that 1-2 punch like you did with those guys last year. Michael, I still want to see what Dalton Wagner is, our guy that was on the IR last year, the big body 6'8", 6'9" dude out of Arkansas. You know what I mean? So we may have that guy on our roster already. I don't know. I truly don't know. But like Cap said, if we draft Penix, we need a solid right tackle. Right tackle, right? You may want to upgrade over what we have. But man, look, if you can bring back Loom on a cheap, inexpensive contract, why not do it? Why not do it? A guy that can give you some reps as a starter, and then you still have Mumford, the 7th round pick out of Ohio State. They look really good at left tackle when Colton went out. So I think, as crazy as it sounds, I'm looking at the guard position more than the right tackle position because I like Mumford and I want to see what Dalton Wagner can do, but we need to beef up that right guard position. You know what I mean? So, but there's several kids that are going to be going in the first round, Mike, and I just named a few of them. I don't think that we're going to go that route right there in the first round. I know Tom Telesco likes to draft, O-line. He's done it several times with the Chargers. But I don't think that he goes that route this year. I think that he gets his quarterback or he builds the defense up in that first round or trades back to those mid-20s. And maybe he does go get a center, the young kid out of Oregon Powers, or one of the, there's a shit ton of talent. Let me see. I love Fuaga as well, JD. I love him. It's a lot of talent out there. In my opinion, I would rather have Leonard Williams and Christian Wilkinson for the price of Chris Jones. Well, that's not going to happen. I mean, either way, Raider D, Christian Wilkinson is going to get paid a shit ton of money. You can't get both of those guys' services for the price of Chris Jones. You're assuming you're saying pay $15 million for each one. It's not going to happen. These guys are going to command a shit ton of money, but the least expensive option there is Leonard Williams. So I agree with you in that sense, but you're not getting a Christian Wilkinson and a Leonard Williams $15 million apiece. It's not going to happen. You're paying roughly $45 to $50 million for a Christian Wilkinson and a Leonard Williams. Let me see. Salute to Jesus, my guy, man. What's good, brother? Love the podcast. Keep bringing that content. Any new updates and rumors on Chris Jones? We talked about it. We're going to hear a lot more going into this next week. A lot of Chiefs fans are losing their minds out there, Jesus, because he kind of played into a tweet that was put out there. But there's no real rumors out there. We're not going to really start seeing shit, really circulate until a few days before that tampering window opens on the 11th. But nothing really right now. Chris Jones is going to probably play the social media game at this point, just to kind of, a lot of these guys like to troll on the internet, you know what I'm saying? But there's no real true updates on Chris Jones at this point. We shall see next week where this guy is going. But I can tell you this, Jesus, there is mutual, like they both want to bring him back to Kansas City, but we shall see. Top, and that was a little shocking to me. He said they want a number one corner. I assume that he looked at Jack Jones as a number one corner. You know what I mean? We drafted Jacorian Bennett last year in the 4th round, a guy that, had his ups and downs in his rookie season. But I assume that he looked at his guy, Jack Jones, a guy he coached at, Long Beach Poly and, ASU. I assume that maybe he was looking at Jack Jones as the number one. I don't know if this is kind of maybe lighting a fire up under Jack Jones' ass to take that next step. But I thought he assumed we had our number one corner. But there's a shit ton of talent at the cornerback position in this year's draft. We already know some of my favorite ones are Terrion Arnold out of Alabama. He'll be a first-round pick. Quinyon Mitchell out of Toledo, phenomenal talent. Maybe they look at him at 13, one of those guys. Or maybe we trade back, and we look at some other options, you know what I mean? But Kool-Aid McKinstry is dropping because of the foot injury. Maybe he falls into the 2nd round. We can get him. That would be a nice pairing with him and Jack Jones. I would love that. But there's also some talent in free agency. Who else? There's a few guys out there. I mean, Xavier Howard is a free agent. He fit right in with what we do. I know he's north of 30 years old now, but that's a guy that can plug and play. He'd fit right into this defense. I don't know what I assume that he thought Jack Jones was the number one guy, but we do need to upgrade the corner room regardless. But I look at Jack Jones is his ceiling is up here. He could be that corner one. You know what I mean? If you don't get a corner in the first or second round and you look at a Kyrie Jackson in those mid rounds out of Oregon, or you look at a Cam Hart out of Notre Dame, you could potentially get your corner two right there and pair them with Jack Jones and have that 1-2 punch with Nate Hobbs in the slot. So I was kind of shocked by that. But I would probably hold off on getting a corner in the first round, even though there's a shit ton of talent there. Go get you one in the second. Go get you one in the third. Yes, and Jalen Johnson got tagged, and they're gonna definitely pay him a shit ton of money. He'll get $20 million. He'll get 20 a year with Chicago, and Ryan Poles already came out and said that they're already working on that deal now. So Jalen Johnson is off the market. Let me see. Yeah, Kool-Aid would be dope. He'll be ready for training camp as well. Cap, maybe Nate Wiggins falls, the young kid out of Clemson, because of the injury. Who knows? That'd be another guy that if he keeps falling, maybe you trade up to go get him. We shall see. But there's a shit ton of talent out there. If it was just AP, he's throwing the bag at Wilkins or Jones. I'm wondering how his aggressive mindset meshes with Telesco. Only time will tell, Pace. Facts, bro. Only time will tell, King. I don't know. But I think that these guys are on the same page. I think they understand that defenses win championships and that they're going to want to continue to beef up that side of the football. And that one of our weaknesses on the defensive side of the football is the interior of the defensive line. I think Tommy understands that. And I think that AP knows that. So, I think that they're going to look at both those options. Definitely. And remember what Tom Telesco said, Pace, that he may approach free agency a little different this year because we need a lot of talent. So he's saying we're going all out in free agency. So it's going to get interesting next week, man. I have a feeling, you guys, that we're going to be really, really happy next week with all the new overhaul of talent that we bring into this roster. I think we're going to be hyped. Real talk. When the 11th hits and all these guys, start, the tampering period opens and they start, committing to teams, I think we're going to be really, really happy with a lot of the talent that we bring in, man. I'm really, really hyped this year about free agency with a shit ton of money, with the complete draft class. This is going to be a fun next couple months for Raider Nation, man. I am excited about this month and next month. This team is going to look completely different come training camp. A bunch of talent stacked on the talent that we already have on this roster. It's going to be a fun year to be a Raider fan, man. Salute to Hug, my brother. I've been hopeful this time of year for a decade of Sundays. I watched 3 Super Bowls, 2-1. Haven't had this excitement in my heart since Marcus reversed field on the Redskins and housed it. Let's fucking go. Salute to my brother Hug. Great comment. Salute to you, King. It's a blessing to be able to see that many Super Bowls, man. I wish I got a chance to. Let me see. No, 30. That contract is insane. There really isn't any trade value there. We'll probably end up cutting them sometime soon. Probably just move on from them. We just drafted Trey Tucker. There's no real reason to keep Hunter Renfrow around. We didn't utilize him, in the offense, these past few years. There's no real reason to stick around with him. Yes, you guys, I'm already ready. I'm ready to go. I am ready to go. I got my thumbnail ready to go. Bishop says, Chop Robinson at 13 if we can't get our quarterback. Sweat in the second. Joe Milton in the third. I have to disagree with you, brother, on all 3. I like Sweat a lot. It's no shade to him. But like I said before, he's a guy that's going to be a run stuffer. He's not going to really offer you a lot of production, and getting to the quarterback. Not saying that he's not going to be a phenomenal talent at the next level, but me personally, I would rather get more of a guy that can get to the quarterback from the interior of the defensive line. And edge rusher, Chop Robinson, that's a luxury pick to me. I do love Chop out of Penn State, but I don't think that that's a necessity at 13, especially after just got done drafting Tyree Wilson in the first last year. And then Joe Milton, I'm not that high on Joe Milton. Yeah, the arm strength is there, but I don't think anything else is really there, man. I think Joe Milton is a guy that I would personally take a flyer on in the 6th round. I know a lot of people love him because of the arm strength. I don't believe in him like that, me personally. Let me see. Salute to everybody here. I see people talking about also Justin Fields, you guys. I see it, right? It looks as though there is no real trade market at this point for Justin Fields. It looks like the Atlanta Falcons are looking at Kirk Cousins. I don't know if you guys seen this, in the headlines, but it looks as though Kirk Cousins and his family are already looking at buying a home in Atlanta. So there may be a connection already there with Kirk Cousins going to play under Raheem Morris in Atlanta. So it sounds like, it could be live season, but it sounds like he may be already going to Atlanta, or I don't know what's going on with Minnesota. Maybe he sticks around, but it sounds like Atlanta is going all in on Kirk Cousins at quarterback. So that takes the number one team out of the Justin Fields equation. Then there are rumors already and rumblings about Pittsburgh not being interested in Justin Fields. Those are the two realistic options for Justin Fields. So at this point, it looks as though there's no real trade market at all for Justin Fields. So let's just say all these other options fall through. Jaden Daniels isn't the guy, or Blase Blau, or say they want to go get Russell Wilson, but he goes to Pittsburgh or he goes to another team. It could be New England. I don't know. But at the end of the day, Justin Fields would be an inexpensive option for us at this point. 2 years down the line, he wouldn't be, because you have to pay him a shit ton of money. But right now, there's no real value in terms of Chicago trying to trade him. And they don't want to get stuck with him and Caleb Williams. That would be bad. So maybe you can shoot them a little bit of nothing, for the services, of Justin Fields. We don't know. You know what I mean? But I know a lot of people are down on him. I don't think that Justin Fields is bad by any stretch. I think that he was served a raw deal in Chicago. They didn't really build that O-line up the way they needed to. The first few seasons, he didn't really have any weapons. Then last year, they finally gave him DJ Moore, and Cole Kmet started coming into his own, and he finally started having some weapons. And at the end of the year, he started really balling. But keep an eye on that as well. And I know the whole connection with Luke Getsy, and it's not a realistic thing. If you can get him for the cheap, you may still have to look at Justin Fields if you feel like all these other options aren't really there available for you. If you're not going to trade him to the top 3 and give up a shit ton of draft capital, you may have to look at the likes of a Justin Fields. He's still really young. He's still on a rookie deal. His 5th year option is this year. And then you'd have to pay him, the following season. Let me see. Salute the Hammer in the building. Thoughts on free agent Devin White? No. I don't want anything to do with Devin White. I'm cool. Stay young at linebacker, man. Stay young at linebacker. Like I'm not going that route. Not going that route at all. Out as a player, the Raiders to avoid Christian Wilkins will be a Raider. Bank on it, Raiders. Salute the Hammer on the $5 donation. You don't have to do that, bro. But me personally, I'm not going that route. I'm not paying an older linebacker to come in. I want to stay fresh and young at the linebacker position. I feel like in today's world, that is one of the younger positions that you want to stay. Linebacker to me is like the running back position of the defense. Stay young. If you're gonna really invest some money into the linebacker position, I'm not doing it, but bring in the best young linebacker, which is Patrick Queen. If you're gonna pay a shit ton of money, bring in the best in a more youthful version. But I'm sticking young at linebacker. I love, that we still have some young guys under contract, Divine Diablo, and but go draft one. Go get an Edrin Cooper in the 2nd round. If you want to really approach the linebacker position, I don't think any linebacker goes in the 1st round. Go get a Peyton Wilson, out of NC State. Go get one of those guys. But I would love to go get an Edrin Cooper because some of these guys are going to fall to the 2nd round because O-line and quarterback position and the wide receiver position is so deep that some of the best linebackers may fall to the 3rd round. Real talk. The young kid Gray out of North Carolina. There's a shit ton of talent. I'm not paying these guys. It's just not going to happen, me personally. Let me see. Someone said Devin. Hold on. Let me see something. He'll be 27 this year. He'll be 27 this year. Oh, I'm sorry. He just turned 26. He just turned 26. So he's still young, but look at the linebacker position, you guys. If you can go bring in a guy with athleticism that can play sideline to sideline at 20 years old, 21 years old, you have a way younger version than bringing in a 26-year-old Devin White with a shit ton of tread, already off his wheels. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying, y'all, I'd rather go young. People will say Josh Jacobs is 26. He's young, but that's the running back position. You know what I mean? Like, he's old for a running back at this point. I hate to say it, even though he's still a kid. He's still a kid, man. He's a young man at 26 years old. But by position, they're up there in age. Haven't been this height since my first Raider game. 8 years old, sitting next to hippies, Black Panthers, and Hells Angels, passing down. That's fire, old school. Salute to you, bro. Salute to you. That's so fire, brother. Salute to you, man, on a $5 donation as well. I like Quandre Diggs, but I'm not bringing him in. I like our safety room. And if you're going to get another safety, go get one in the draft. Not paying one of these guys. I know Quandre Diggs just got let go. Jamal Adams just got let go. Seattle was kind of cleaning up shop out there in Seattle, but I'm not going to get a Quandre Diggs. I'm not. Salute to PM, my guy. Shout out South Sac 916 in the motherfucking building. Mac Road. Come on, bro. You see that? Welcome to South Sacramento, man. You see that? Salute to my guy PM on a $2 donation. Salute to Top. What do you think about Spencer Rattler? Look, I've been said it. If you're going to miss out, on the likes of those top guys, the Drake May, the Jaden Daniels, the Caleb Williams, my next guy is Michael Penix, but I'm putting Spencer Rattler in that category with Penix, with JJ McCarthy, with Bo Nix. Spencer Rattler to me is right there in that fold. To me, he fits in that second wave of quarterbacks. I'm all for looking at Spencer Rattler if that's a guy you're going to look at the end of the second or third round. I'm cool with that. I like Spencer Rattler. I know a lot of people look at his stats last year. I think he had like 19 touchdowns, 8 picks. He didn't have a great, year production-wise. It doesn't look right? It doesn't look sexy. Those aren't sexy numbers. But I would definitely look at Spencer Rattler. I think he is one of those type of guys that is going to translate to the next level. You know what I mean? I do. Salute to Lucky, my guy. Appreciate you, brother. Salute. My guy. Thank you, Lucky. Devastator, man. You and East Coast Gridiron, y'all are my dogs, but y'all are tweaking. There's no way. I have him as a 6th, 7th round pick, potential UDFA. I don't know how anybody looks at this guy and sees a 2nd or 3rd round pick. I'm a Notre Dame Fighting Irish fan, brother. I don't want nothing to do with Sam Hartman. That's why I got to bring East Coast on, man. I got to bring you on sometime soon, brother, because I don't know what the hell you're seeing, brother. I don't get it. And you said he's your number 1 quarterback in this year's draft. Whew. Okay, I'm going to watch it. Please send it over to me. I want to check it out. Say we do trade up for JD. Does he start week 1? Oh, yeah. If you give up the farm for him, give up a bunch of 1st-round picks, a bunch of 2nd-round picks, and a potential player on your roster right now to go get him, oh, yeah, he's starting. He's the guy, period. Day one. There's no way around it. Salute to the chat, man. Wipe them feet, y'all. Hit them thumbs up. If you're not subscribed yet, man, make sure you hit that subscribe button. He said Hartman's hair will get drafted before he does. Let me see. Heat Check says, I think we should still get a veteran quarterback and draft JD. Well, what happens if you go get JD and then you draft and then you go get Russell Wilson? What if you get Russell Wilson in free agency and then you still move up to go get JD? That'd be a hell of a guy to sit behind for a season, right? But I just think, me personally, if you're going to give up, everything, you're going to mortgage your future to go get a guy like JD, you're not going to get a Russell Wilson. You're not going to get one of those guys. You'll go get another guy that is going to be a third string guy that's going to sit behind Aiden and Jaden. You know what I mean? Like, there shouldn't be any questions as to who the number one guy is if you go trade up for Jaden Daniels. If you go trade up for him, why have Russell Wilson sitting on the bench? Because right when Jaden starts struggling, people are going to be screaming to bring in Russell Wilson. You don't want your young guy to crack under pressure that early. Me personally, if you go trade up for Jaden Daniels, go get a veteran, yeah, man, shit, but not a guy like Russell Wilson that a lot of people are going to be screaming to bring in the first time Jaden Daniels throws a damn pick. You know what I mean? No, cheese, man. Me personally, I don't want anything to do with Joe Milton. I understand why people are excited because he has a rocket of an arm. I'm just, no, brother. No. I don't want anything to do with Joe Milton. I don't. Cannon of an arm, though. Cannon. But I don't see the entire skill set. I don't see it working. And to be honest, Cheese, with our offensive play callers, you know what I'm saying, with the guys that we have around, with Getsy, and I don't think he fits he needs to go somewhere. What if he went to the Commanders in the mid to later rounds and learned under Cliff Kingsbury, a guy, with the air raid offense, or he goes somewhere. What if he goes to Kansas City and sits behind Mahomes? Maybe he'll learn something under Andy Reid, under Cliff Kingsbury. I don't think that we have the right people around us to unlock what Joe Milton can potentially do, which I don't think he will, but maybe he has something there. But I don't think we have the right staff to unlock that for him. I don't. Let me see. Shake, I already spoke on this. I don't really have any thoughts. I just think that, Jaden Daniels' team is working on, trying to get him to the Raiders. I think that that's the lick. I said it already before. I think this is more about the Raiders and less about the Commanders. And maybe they have told the Commanders, don't draft us. We don't want to go there. But I don't know, man. Maybe the Commanders go get Drake May at 2. They need another quarterback. They still have Sam Howell there. You know what I mean? Maybe they do trade back and get another, one of the Penix or J.J. McCarthy. A lot of smoke is around J.J. McCarthy right now. So maybe they do trade back. But me personally, I still have them staying at 2 and taking the best quarterback available. I don't think they really give a shit what Jaden Daniels or his team potentially said or allegedly said. I don't think it matters. Hug. The personalities of this year's draft quarterbacks. Do you see a chance at some draft day drama? I won't play for you type Eli-ish. I think there's only 2 players that really fit that billing. And I think it's Jaden because he wants to be a Raider and potentially Caleb Williams because he'd want to be a Commander. I think those are the only 2 guys that you can look at that can be that. But I don't think that these teams give a shit, Hug. I really don't care. I don't think that Chicago's going to allow Caleb to dictate the way they draft. I don't think the Commanders are going to allow Jaden Daniels, if that's the guy they want to draft, dictate the way they want to draft. I don't. I think if the Commanders want Jaden Daniels, they're going to draft him, period. And if he goes there unhappy, hey, we got Sam Howell here, man. You want to play football or do you not? What's up? Chicago, Caleb, what's up, man? We drafted you, bro. You're going to miss out on a shit ton of money not playing. So what's up? He could say all the shit he wants to. He can go back to USC and get all my NIL money, blah, blah, blah. He will make a shit ton more money going to Chicago Bears at number 1. So I just think it's a lot of smoke. And I don't really think that these guys can really dictate where they want to go anyway. Let me see. Hotspot, I don't think that. I don't think that at all, brother. I don't think that JD5 didn't want to work out because he wanted to go to the Raiders. I think that there's nothing else to prove. He's the Heisman Trophy winner. He's already been talked about in every single mock draft as a top 3 guy. Why is there a reason for him to go out there and potentially lose out on some money because he overthrew his receivers or he did, or he didn't run the 40 that other teams wanted him to run? I mean, there's no real reason for him to go out there and do that. So I don't think it's about the Raiders. I think he's just like, look, I've proven it all. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he even said it on the live today with Brandon Ayuk. If you guys get an opportunity to go watch it, he even said, like, they were like, why didn't you run? He was like, shit, what the fuck I need to run for? You know what I'm saying? Like, I've kind of proven what I can do. Like, a big part of my game is running the football. So why am I going to go out there and run? You put up a shit ton of production throwing the football. Why do I need to go out there and throw the football around? You know what I can do? Yeah, Devin, I agree. He's hurting himself doing those drills. What if he went out there and just looked like shit? What if he just had a bad day at the combine? You think he must lose millions of dollars? And then also, Graham, yeah, injury risk as well. You've seen people go out there and get hurt. You see Wiggins go out there, you know what I mean? The young pup out of Penn State, I believe he hurt his calf or something like that, right? Like, why? Why go out there and potentially hurt yourself? Let me see. And as we knew he would, Cap. As we knew he would. The guy's a baller, bro. And now there's a lot of rumors and rumblings. Bleacher Report putting it out there that he could potentially be a first-round pick now. I think he's been a first-round pick this whole time. I think all people were waiting for was him to go to Indianapolis, clear his medicals, and then at that point, boom. All he wanted to see was his medicals. That's it. That's a first-round quarterback, man. The guy was in a national championship. You know what I mean? Like, this dude's a dog, man. Khan, I can tell you right now, personally, I know he has. I was at Purdue with my brother Stu, and I was asking, you know, some of the donors out there, some of the boosters that spend a lot of money out there keeping Purdue's lights on and shit like that. And they were talking to me about the podcast and asking me what I thought about Aiden. And, you know, I told them, I said, I seen him in a video with Derek Carr at a volleyball game. He looked like he was in really good shape. They told me personally, this guy has been working his ass off around the clock to get in the proper shape. Last year, he looked a little soft. You know what I mean? You know, let's just keep it a buck. He's a rookie. He didn't think he was going to play last year. You know what I'm saying? And he realized, let me get right. And he's definitely doing that right now. Aiden has been working around the clock getting right. Let me see. John, look, I hear you, but take it from someone like me, right? And I know the NFL is different than the NBA. I remember when the Kings went and traded for Chris Webber. He hated the idea of going to Sacramento. He did not want to go to Sac. He was very, very unhappy. Then he went there, had a Hall of Fame career. Loved every second of living in Sacramento. Ended up investing, you know, in Sacramento, buying clubs, and he's still in the area. Still shows up to all the Hall of Fame stuff. He loves Sacramento. Now he says it's the greatest thing that ever happened to his career. I understand, bro. Some of these guys are young and they feel like it's not the best, you know, place to go. But then it ends up being, whoa, man, this is actually exactly what I needed. Go look at Chris Webber's case, man. Bounced around from Golden State to Washington, you know what I mean? And then became a King, and boom, next thing you know, has a Hall of Fame career. So it happens. It happens, man. But I don't think any rookie, John, is strong enough to come into our locker room with the likes of Max Crosby, Devontae Adams, potentially Josh Jacobs, a Colton Miller, and mess up our locker room at all. This culture is strong, you guys. A lot of y'all don't really know what's going on behind the scenes with a lot of these players. They really, truly believe in what they got going on. You think a rookie could come in and break that? If it is, like I said before, it's not strong. Then I guess it's not as strong as we thought it was, right? I don't see a rookie coming in and doing anything to this locker room. Gianna, yes. You bring in Russell Wilson. You only bring in Russell Wilson if you draft another quarterback. That's the only way you bring him in. That's the only way you bring him in. Let me see. No smoke on Ayuk. The last thing I heard he checked was they're getting closer and closer to a deal in Santa Clara. So the Niners want to keep him around. They're going to pay a shit ton of money to make him their wide receiver one. You know, there's no real reason for them to move on from Brandon Ayuk. He put up 1,300 yards, you know, receiving yards this year for him. I think he had like 7-8 touchdowns. He is their number one option. They need to find a way to get out of Debo's contract, move on from that, and just go draft another receiver in this year's draft. But I do believe the Niners will keep Ayuk around. And if they don't, you know, if they just bring him in on his fifth-year option and he becomes a free agent next year, they're gonna fuck themselves. Pastor, I hear you. If Kobe didn't exist, the Kings would have 1-3. You ain't no lie, bro. Let me see. Can he devastate her? Yes. Do we want him to? No. If that makes sense. I believe in Aiden O'Connell. I think that he did a good job in that nice little stretch last year as a rookie, man. He went through his bumps and bruises. But me personally, I don't want Aiden O'Connell being the number one guy next year. I want him to go out there and earn it. If he wins it in training camp, then hey, it is what it is. But you need an upgrade at the quarterback position. If we had a better quarterback last year, we would have won a couple more games. We would have been a playoff team. There was some bad games there, a few bad stretches where Aiden looked like a rookie. Then he started getting it together. I believe he ended the season with like 8 touchdowns, 9 touchdowns, no picks. He started getting it together. But I personally like AOC. I like Aiden O'Connell. He's still on a rookie deal, but I don't think he is the guy to move the needle moving forward. I think he is a great backup at this point, and that's that. Jorge, I'm hoping, brother. I'm hoping. DT Jones or Wilkins? Which one? The best one on the market is Jones. And the thing is, Vinny, you're bringing in a guy that's from the Chiefs. He knows Patrick Mahomes very well. Very well. Love Christian Wilkins. Can he be that guy like potentially a few years down the line? Definitely can. It's great to go out and get a young version, a younger defensive tackle, but Chris Jones is the best free agent out there. He's the best free agent. If you leave this free agency period with Chris Jones, you've already won the offseason. You won the offseason. But I love Christian Wilkins. If you bring him in, great. Phenomenal. But Chris Jones would want to play against his team, his former team, right? A guy he's won multiple championships with. He knows their weaknesses. He knows that offensive line. He knows that quarterback. You're literally destroying the Chiefs by addition by subtraction. So me personally, I'm bringing in Chris Jones. But Wilkins is definitely a great number 2 option. And Matt, and that's a great number 3 option. I love Leonard Williams. That would definitely be fire. Definitely would love it. Yep, cheese until they start shooting up there. Just like every other club in Sac, man. I was there at the shooting at the center court. I was there every weekend at Tunnel 21. Salute to Vladi Divac. Him and his sister owned Tunnel 21. I was there every weekend. Salute to Bobby Jackson. He was there every week with his partying away. Yeah. Let me see. Yes, he is definitely worth 28. And if you ask for 30, give it to him. I wish I would let $2 million keep me from bringing Chris Jones in. But that is probably the number, somewhere in that 27 to 30 million range. Convict, I'm bringing on Stu. We might do a show tonight. So you can ask him for yourself, brother. Let me see. Yes, Chris, we have a shit ton of money. We have near $50 million right now. Chris Jones will probably cost around $28 to $30 million a season, but then you're freeing up more money getting rid of Hunter Renfrow. I don't even know if they took the money off the book yet with Jimmy G and that bonus. You can move on potentially from some other guys, and also you can restructure Devontae, Colton Miller, Max. You could free up a shit ton of money. So, yes. We have enough money to bring in Chris Jones, pay our draft class, and still go get some more talent in free agency. That's how much money we'll have available at our disposal. Excuse me, y'all. Pastor, just waiting on bro. He's very busy right now with school and all that good stuff. The Bills just cut Jordan Poyer as well, you guys. So there's another safety available in free agency. But I'm just waiting on bro. He's working. He has a lot going on. Salute to John Forte. My brother, finally you're back. Laugh out loud. When will you have Stu on to break down his quarterback list? I was intrigued with what he saw after hearing his opinions. I'm afraid of giving the farm for JD. Forte, he wanted to go live last night, but I just got back home. I was trying to spend time with my family. Haven't seen my kids and my wife for a few days. So, but I'm going to call bro after this. I'm going to see if he wants to rock with it tonight. And I'm also want to see if Wasted wants to do a Graphk and Wasted show. So maybe we can just bring us 3 on and talk some football. But Forte, you guys definitely want to hear what Stu has to say on the whole Jaden Daniels situation and all that good stuff. Salute to Forte. I appreciate you, brother. Yep. Damn stupid. Let me see. Yeah. You can potentially get up to $100 million. I mean, realistically, you don't want Telesco, to keep pushing money back and back and back and back. In a perfect world, you wouldn't want to restructure all these guys that are available to be restructured. Maybe you restructure one or two guys, free up a little bit more money. But if you're going all in year one, why not? Why not? Oh, Pastor, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Let me see. Heat check because a report came out on Bleacher Report that we're in on the Saquon Barkley sweepstakes, which I think is cap. It's live season right now. You know what I mean? I don't think that we're going to pay a shit ton of money to bring in a Saquon Barkley. I think this is more of a bargaining tool to let Josh Jacobs and his group know we'll go another route if need be. And that's what I think. I think this is a thing where it's like, look, Josh, we want you back, but we want you back at a specific number. And if you guys don't want to come in with that number, we're going to look at other options. So it's actually smart for our Raiders to be tied to Saquon Barkley at this point because 1, 2, Josh Jacobs and Saquon Barkley. Some people will put Derrick Henry in that mix. Probably be number 3. But I think we're using this as a leverage piece for Josh Jacobs, me personally. And I could be wrong. I don't know. Maybe we are looking at Saquon Barkley, which wouldn't make any sense. But I think that they're using this as leverage with Josh Jacobs. Let me see. Adam, I agree. But he's not as dominant as the Chris Jones right now. You know what I mean? Like I'd bring in the Chris Jones right now. But Christian Wilkins is not a bad second option. Vinny, actually, I want to say this real quick. Salute to Big Mike. I think I see my brother in the chat. Salute to Andy. He just joined the Navy, you guys. I believe he's a part of the Navy military police. He's going to be off to training in April. Our little bro is gone. He's off to the Navy. Big Mike has had him in LA this past week, helping him with his testing and all that good stuff. I believe Andy went and stayed in LA at Big Mike's house. You know what I mean? And he was getting it right because Big Mike's in the Navy as well. So I just want to say salute to Andy, man. Our brother is on his way to the military. He's doing big, big things. Man, love little bro, man. Love it, love it, love it, man. So yes, Andy will be gone. He'll be off to boot camp, I believe, in April. So congratulations to him. And before he leaves in April, we're going to do a Shillmore show, get him on and have him on one more time before he leaves. Yeah, man. Congratulations, man. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. Let me see. Yeah, Dan, but everybody's rankings are different. Everyone's rankings are different. You know what I mean? I love Josh Jacobs, but if I had to rank running backs, I'd probably have him at 2, maybe 3 with Derrick Henry there. But I love Josh, but Saquon Barkley is a guy that can get it done on both sides of, receiving game, running game. I have Saquon ranked over Josh Jacobs, me personally. Facts, man. Let me see. Graphk, health, strength, and safety to you and your family. Appreciate you, brother. Salute to Richard, man. One of the members said NFLDraftBuzz.com. All right, let me see. Let me look it up. Salute to everybody here in the building. You guys, wipe them feet, hit them thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to the channel yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I don't think I've used that one yet. NFL. All right. Draft Buzz. Okay, let's go. Speed 99. All right, we'll go Raiders. We can end the show with a mock draft, you guys. Why not? Enter draft. I don't know how this thing works here. It looks a little crazy, but we're going to see how this rolls. Salute to everybody here in the building, y'all. As always, present, share screen. Still about 1,300 people. All right, boom. All right, I'm not going to make a trade. I'm going to stay. You want to stay at 13, you guys, or you want to trade? Me personally, I'm going to stay at 13. I'm not going to move up. I'm not going to move up. All right, so get rid of all this shit. All right, start draft. Caleb's 1. Harrison's at 2. That's not going to happen. Drake May's at 3. Now, you know what? I'm going to let, hold on. First of all, I'm going to let, oh, boom. Okay. Add this to a trade. Let me see. We're just going to see what happens. See if the Giants will trade back. They need some offensive line help. They can use another receiver. All right, how do you try to see how you first time using this, y'all, so hold on. Wait, what the hell? This shit is weird. Hold on. Why the hell is it doing that? Adjust offer. Boom. Okay, go to Raiders. It's a weird ass website. There's hella shit going on. Trying to trade it, you guys. It's not letting me. I don't know where the hell it goes at. The number 6 pick is there. All right, so boom, boom, boom. It's not allowing me to do it. And select Giants to go to number 6 and add it. All right, let me see. I did that. Here, add players that draft picks before proposing to trade. What in the fuck, man? Oh, okay. Boom. All right. Don't need to worry about any of that. Offer trade. Boom. All right, y'all. We got it. 2 LSU guys. Reject all. Start draft. Reject all. Boom. Got Jaden Daniels. Now it worked. So now we got a quarterback. Let's get to that second round. While we wait, salute to Lewis. Graphk, how can I connect with Andy? I'm a retired master at arms, military police. That's what he is. Of 20 years, just retired in 2022. I'm out here in Menifee, California. Anything for a fellow Raider and soon to be sailor. Brother, let me reach out to me on Instagram, Graphk916. I'll definitely create a group with us 3 and you can talk to him. Salute to Lewis on the $10 donation. Go to Instagram, Graphk916. Let me know what's up. I love that, man. Oh, Andy's ran a lot, JS. I don't think you guys understand how small Andy is now. Y'all want to see how small Andy is? Look at this shit. He's been running a lot. Is this shit still going in round 1? I put the fastest speed. Come on, speed this shit up. Let me see. Graphk just saw on Pro Football Talk that there are 7 teams in play for Snead services. If he leaves, one of those teams we signed Jones that will cripple KC. Oh, yeah. Edgar, you know where I'm going. You know where I'm going in round 2. Click warp. Where's that at? There's no warp. We're coming up on round 2 right here, though. We're not going to do any more trades, y'all. We're going to reject these. Man, Darius Robinson is there right now, bro. Edgerrin Cooper's there. Darius Robinson is an interesting prospect here, you guys, because the guy can play all across the defensive line. He plays at a high level at defensive tackle, and he's a great edge rusher. That is an interesting guy to take here. You could take Devondre Sweat. We already know what he can do, but I'm assuming we go defensive tackle in free agency, so I'm not going to look at a defensive tackle here. Let me see. Kingsley's there, the center out of Florida. I'm sorry. This is not the same Kingsley. This is Kingsley out of Yale. Offensive tackle may look at him. All right. Kyron's there also, the other tackle out of Yale. Let me see. Patrick Paul, one of my favorite tackles in this year's draft. Keon Coleman's there in the second round. My young life fell to the second round. All right, let me go O-line. Might take Kingsley here, you guys. Him or Patrick Paul. I might take Kingsley here, man. What do y'all think about taking Kingsley right here in the second round? Go get you a tackle. I might do that. I think I'm going to take Kingsley right here. Boom. So we get a tackle there out of BYU in the second round. Okay, it's moving now. Let's go. Right now, we got Jaden Daniels, you guys, and we got Kingsley. Nice little pairing right there. You got your future blind side and Jaden Daniels. Well, not your blind side. I'm sorry. But your potential right tackle of the future right there. It said click profile space bees. Let me see. Where is it at, bro? There's no profile right here. Oh, okay. Got you. Garth says A+ draft so far. Let's get it, man. Now let's see what we got in the third, you guys. I'm looking at guard again. I'm looking at guard here. I'm looking at guard, or I'm looking at a potential corner right here in the third round. Robert, I'm trying to tell you, brother, do not get blinded by this guy's speed. He has a problem catching the football. I'm not looking at Xavier Worthy. I'm not. I'll let him go somewhere else. He has a problem catching the football. Cooper Beebe still there. Does he drop? Does he drop? All right. We're going to reject all these. Going to go to all. Okay, this is the best talent available right here. Blake Fisher. I love Jalen Wright out of Tennessee. I think Cooper Beebe is the right pick right here, you guys. Kyrie Jackson is there. I would love to take my guy right here in the third, but we may need a guard. Cam Hart may be available the next time we draft. Bucky Irvin is there. Malik Washington, Christian Mahogany. Man, I may take Cooper Beebe here, you guys, because we really need a guard. We really need a guard. I think I'm going to take Beebe right here. Boom. I like this. I like this little website, though. I like this. So right now we got a guard of the future. We got a tackle of the future. And we got Jaden Daniels, our quarterback of the future. Now I'm going to look at corner and defensive tackle right here. I'm in the 4th round. Let's see who's available. Who's left? Okay, Space. I got you, brother. Salute to everybody still rocking with me, man. We still got almost 1,300 people in the building, man. Appreciate you guys as always, man. Free agency is next week. So, dude, don't pick, just click profile. I think Fisk is gone, right? Fisk was out of there. I'll look, though. I'll take a look. Damn, Kyrie's going to be gone. Kyrie's going to be gone. All 3 guys might be gone. Let me see. Kyrie's still on the board right now. We got Cam Hart, Bucky Irvin, Christian Mahogany. Oh, well, Kyrie's off the board. There goes my boy Ray Davis. I can hit it now in the middle row. Come on, Cam. Don't go off the board. Don't go off the board here. Don't go off the board here. Damn it. Cam is off the board of Chicago. That's a great pickup for them as well. Zinter's still there, you guys. All right. Let me see. Phillips is still there out of Kentucky. Oh, Tyrone Tracy Jr. Cedric Gray, man. Maybe we just go grab our guy out of North Carolina right now. I like Josh Newton out of TCU. Let me go to corners real quick. Go to DBs. Pritch is still available. Phillips is there. Man. I don't know, man. If I'm going to take a corner, I'm going to take Newton here. But I may go get another. This is a week. Like this is where it gets a little weak right here, y'all. I may take Zinter again. I may just keep stacking up that offensive line. I'm doing it. I'm taking the best player available right here. Boom, Zinter. There you go. With the assumption that we move on from Andre James and Parham moves to center. You guys, we can get another corner in free agency. Remember that. We can get another corner in free agency. It's not that big of a deal. We can still find another corner in the later rounds. Don't stress. Don't stress. We built them trenches up. I like this thus far. It's not that much really great corners left. And Josh Newton may fall. He may fall. Space, I have no idea what you're talking about, bro. I have no clue. I have no idea what you're talking about. Profile, dying, all that other shit. I have no clue. Space, salute to you, family. I have no clue what you're freaking out about in the chat. Let me see. Damn, the Niners got Tyrone Tracy Jr. That's a great pickup for them. Ridge, I like the young boy out of CSU too. Definitely. Nice edge rusher. He could be a dog. This is where you can look at a potential linebacker. You can look at a running back. My dog about to have a heart attack in the goddamn chat, bro. Wipe them feet, y'all. Hit them thumbs up. All right, here we go. Coming up for our 5th round pick, you guys. Not doing any more trades. I'm going to reject this. Boom. Oh, Josh Newton's still there. Josh Newton is still there. me see. Tyke's still there. Oh man, I don't want to be this guy that just takes the best players. Damn, Mason McCormick was still there. I could have waited to take another guard later. Isaiah Davis is still there. Damn, Jaheim Bell's still there, huh? Anthony Gold, Luke McCaffrey is there, a wide receiver. You guys, you could potentially get a steal there. Damn, man. Let me see. Brandon Coleman is there. Still a lot of talent left on the board. I may just take Josh Newton here. Let me see who the best linebackers available are. So Jalen Ford will probably be available in the next round. I may just try to take Jalen Ford in the next round. Wide receivers, Jacob Cowan, Anthony Gold, Luke McCaffrey. See what edge rushers are available. Why do they have Keith Randolph Jr. as an edge? All right, I'm going to go to all. I think I'm going to take Newton here, you guys. I think I'm going to take Newton, but I'm going to look at running backs real quick. There goes Isaiah Davis. Frank Gore's available. Damn, they got Jordan available still, huh? I'll wait. If George Halani's available in the next round, I'll take Halani in the next round. But I'm going to go ahead and take Josh Newton here at corner. I like Tyke East Coast, but we don't really need another safety right now. All of our safeties are under contract. Palomal will be back. Epps will be back. We got Chris Smith that we just drafted last year out of Georgia, former captain. You know what I mean? There's no real reason to get a safety this, right here. Richard, remember, we got a defensive tackle in free agency. We're going to pay a shit ton of money for a defensive tackle in free agency and probably another corner as well. So don't worry about that. This is where you look at maybe a linebacker, maybe you look at a running back, wide receiver, potentially a backup tight end. This is kind of where you get a little creative. Maybe you start looking at some skill players. Got a few picks left though, you guys. Yeah, I'm looking at receiver, running back, tight end, linebacker here. But I'm going to be honest, there's not really any great linebackers available left. Anthony Gold still there. The young special teams guy out of Oregon State. Nah, yeah, salute to Space, man. Definitely gave me a dope website. I just got to find how to speed it up. I put the fastest speed on here, and it's just slow as shit. But it's also kind of dope to be slow because we actually get a chance to watch the players go off the board and actually get a chance to see their attributes and stuff like that. I actually like this website. This is actually really, really dope. Really dope. Salute to Space Beast, man. Even though my brother's having a heart attack, it's all good, man. Salute to my brother. East Coast. Had to, bro. Had to. Back to back, too, my brother. Had to. Two of my favorite offensive linemen in this draft, man. Salute to Hug once again, man. The GOAT of this shit. My brother. Salute to all the new members, man. Yeah, Dot. He's more of a punt returner. Anthony Gold. He's off the board, though. Oh, I said click warp, but sometimes it doesn't work. Yeah, no, I put it to the fastest and it didn't work. So, but I know what you mean. You hit warp and then it just goes through all the other teams and goes to yours. But I actually like this. I think this is dope. All right. Salute to John once again, my dog. All right. I'm looking right now. So Devin Shire's still on the board. We don't need another corner. You could potentially get, Still Chambers is there. Did he go off the board? Damn, I think Still Chambers just left. So Jalen Ford is still there. Damn, he just got off the board hella quick. Let me see. All right, here we go. Boom. All right, it's our turn to draft. All right, I'm going to look at running backs. Gore's there. Helani is still available. Helani's still available. I may wait another round. Jalen Coker. He was there at the combine. Let me see. Zachary Franklin. Not really that big on any of these guys right here. Let me look at let me go look at. Damn, Miles Murphy's still there, huh? I may take Murphy here. Let me see. John Morgan. I'm going to go to linebackers. I may take Jalen Ford here, you guys, out of Texas. I may take a linebacker here. We did get Amari Burney here last year in the same round. Let me look at tight ends real quick. Michelle Martin, my guy to Sac State. There's no real Tanner. Nah, bro. Ain't no real options there, you guys. DBs. We already seen that. I think Daquan Hardy and I think Devonshire. I like those guys a lot. I do like Elijah Jones also, but may want to get an edge rusher here, y'all. Cedric Johnson's here. He had 5.5 sacks last season. What do you guys want to do? Let me know what y'all want to do. What do y'all want to do? What do you guys want to do here? Nathaniel Watson? Okay. I see a lot of Ricky Purcell. You know what, man? I'm going to get my back. I like Deshaun Edwards a lot. I like the idea of bringing in Frank Gore. Jordan is there, too, out of Louisville, you guys. But I'm going to go down, man. I do like George Helani. I'm going to get Helani here in the 6th. Go get a running back. So we got 3 picks left in the 7th round. We can still get a tight end, still get a receiver, and potentially pick up a defensive tackle. Or an edge rusher. But I do like Helani. I don't think you guys understand how productive he was. The guy's a dog, man. Dude's a beast. 5'10", 208. Get it done in the receiving game, and he can get it done in the passing game. Average 5.6 a clip. Dude can get it done. I like him. I like he could potentially be a guy that can come in and be one of them guys for you. All right, whose turn is it right now? Is this shit not moving? Oh, okay. Trying to see. Who should we get? I'm going to go look at O-line again. Damn, you guys. What about going to get a potential center here? Kingsley's available out of Florida. Kingsley's available. We can still go get another center. We can really beef up that whole O-line right here by bringing in Kingsley out of Florida. Still build those trenches up. I just don't see really any wide receivers here that I'm excited about. You could potentially go get a UDFA here. You could potentially get a UDFA at the tight end position. I'm going to go O-line. I like Kingsley, man. I may take Kingsley here. I know he's down there a little bit, but we can get a center right here, you guys. There's no real great linebackers on the board. Continue to build, man. We're about to be back on the board here. All right. Boom. Right back on the board. Let's get it. All right. So Devonshire still on the board. Okay. We can look at Nathaniel Watson, you guys at Mississippi State. Best linebacker left on the board. Let me see. Michael Barrett, linebacker out of Michigan. Frank Gore is still there. Let me see. Tavion Robinson is there. Really no need for him. Trey Knox is there. Tight end. I'm going to double dip right here. I'm probably going to take Devonshire. Man, I may take Hardy, though. Nah, I'm going to take another corner. I'm taking best player available, y'all. Later rounds, I'm taking the best player available. We got one more pick. Boom. All right. Man, do we take Watson here? Just go get a linebacker. 10 sacks, lad. Oh, shit, 10 sacks. Let's see, we could use a linebacker. Tyrese Knight is there at a UTEP. Let's see. Boom. I'll take him. And there you have it. I think that's a pretty good draft, you guys. I think that's a pretty good draft. I know we didn't get a defensive tackle, but like I said, we're going to get one in free agency. We're bringing back a few of our own. We still have to develop a few of our guys that we drafted these past few seasons. Tyree Wilson is still available at defensive tackle. Byron Young is still a young guy in the third round that we took out of Alabama to develop. You know what I mean? We still got Severa there, our former 7th rounder out of ASU. Who else? Tillery's there, one more year on his deal. But I like that. We traded up to 6, got Jaden Daniels. Pick 44, we got Kingsley. So we got our future tackle right there. We got Cooper Beebe at 77. We got Zach Zinter, a guy that may need to sit for a season with his broken leg, but he can be a dog, a potential Pro Bowl, All-Pro talent. Got Josh Newton out of TCU, one of the most underrated corners in this year's draft. George Halani, another running back, they can be a monster for us out of Boise State. Got Kingsley out of Florida. I don't know how he keeps being available in the 7th round in a lot of these mock drafts, but hey, Kingsley got Devonshire out of Pitt. I'm at 225. Nathaniel Watson, linebacker out of Mississippi State. So there you have it, man. We pretty much addressed every need outside of tight end, which you can get as a UDFA or you can get one in free agency. We didn't get a wide receiver. We still have a deep wide receiver class. You know what I mean? I think we pretty much addressed every need. Didn't get an edge rusher, but we still have Malcolm Kuntz. You know what I mean? We still have who else? We've got a shit ton of guys. We can use Tillery on the outside if we need to, but I think we'll probably get an inexpensive edge rusher in free agency just to add to that, to be a rotational guy off the edge. But I think it's a pretty good class. I think it's a pretty good class, man. What do you guys think, man? What would you rate this, man? AC, I got to disagree with you, man. The first 3 rounds, that's where you really look at the bread and butter with the defensive tackles. After that, it gets a little spooky. It's a little spooky, man. Me personally, I don't think that this defensive tackle class is that deep. I think it's a early round heavy position. A lot of A's. There we go. I mean, bro, we just literally reinvented our offensive line on the fly in one draft. So there you have it. So I like that, man. I'm gonna start using that website. Definitely gonna start using the website. Other than that, you guys, I'm back home. And yes, we got Janarius Robinson as well. We still don't know what we're going to do with him in terms of that DUI. Are we going to cut him? We have no idea. But if not, he's still a good rotational piece for us as an edge rusher. But yeah, y'all, I'm going to come back, if not tonight, tomorrow with Stu. We're going to get his take on the combine. We're going to get his take on this quarterback class in the draft. I'm going to reach out to Wasted also. Maybe we can get a Graphk and Wasted show going. But other than that, man, free agency show next week. We're working on some guests to come on. We got Hondo coming on next Monday, so stay tuned for that. You know what I mean? And other than that, man, it's just good to be home, you guys. Good to see you guys back in my glory, not on my phone doing live shows. You know what I mean? I actually get to sit down and look up some stuff and have some fun with you guys, man. I love it, man. Salute to Hug, man. That content. Love you, Graphk. Salute, man, to the chat. Great damn show, man. Appreciate you. Love you too, brother. And love all you guys. As always, you already know what it is. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. I'm out.